Being a little sarcastic and cynical here, I like how Russia today is always emphasizing, Occupy Wall Street and all the problems that's going on with the protests and between the protesters and the police. And yes, I did see where the veteran had a fractured skull and from a tear gas canister. And he was his speech was affected. He couldn't talk, and he was needed to be operated on. But tell you the truth, I don't think the police really intended on doing that. I'm just being bluntly honest about it. I don't think they intended to do that. Tear gas weapon is not exactly what you call a direct fire, like a rifle that's zeroed in. They know exactly where it's going to go. It was an extremely unfortunate accident, but I don't like how Russia today is playing all this up. And I'm going to tell you, just beware. How about we talk about Occupy Wall Street, Russia? Here's Vladimir Putin. Now, you want to look at who the heads of state are in government, who's the most wealthy in the world? Vladimir Putin. I know he had, I forgot the name of the guy who was the oil baron. You know, he had these state-run kangaroo courts that just confiscate assets from people who are crooks themselves, but now it's in his pocket. And I'm sure that he was head of the KGB, makes him a real nice guy too, right? So, not being critical of Russia or anything like that, but just watch the scams that are coming out of RT, because I know we got a bunch of crooks over here in the United States, but they never have an Occupy. I don't know what street it would be, Avenue of the Octobers in this place over here. I can't remember the name of the town. I'm pretty bad with this. Krasnovarsk, So I mean, they got. I'm not going to say what it is, and I have some weird access to some information before, and I'm not going to say crap about it, but they got stuff that's worth more than gold and platinum. These materials, and they're stockpiled in these places like this, and they're relatives of Medvedev, and tell me they're poor, right? Tell me they're poor, blaming the capitalist guys, they're all the bad guys over here in the United States. I'll tell you what, the same setups in Russia, and they're getting screwed over there too. The Russian people getting screwed. And RT, I'm sure, is like the major media for Russia. Our major media is a bunch of garbage too. I know that. But just watch how they're fanning the flames. I don't trust RT at all. So he's #1 in the world. Now, I'm not exactly a total fan of Obama, but I'm telling you the truth, I'm not a fan of any of those guys. To tell you the truth, I think the last one that was good was probably wasn't even in this century. It's probably Andrew Jackson for all I know. But I don't see Obama's name on here anywhere, do you? No. So it's another thing. They're questioning what is. I think his net worth is actually a lot more than his 40 billion. And I tell you the reason is because a lot of stuff, just like people got gold and silver, he's got the same thing. Russia's very rich in commodities. I don't even want to say. I mean, like, say for instance, calcium isotopes 133. I mean, those things are worth a hell of a lot of money, right? And say you got a lot of that, and you got it stored in warehouses. It's not counted anywhere. And they talk about there's a non-transparent scheme of successive ownership of offshore companies and funds, and different things that are going on. This guy, I mean, you people complain about Jamie Dimon or something, or Lloyd Blankfein. Yeah, legitimately, but this guy makes them look like nothing. Okay, and you don't hear a peep out of Russia today. Now, I can imagine if you're going to have like a protest. Forget about it. I'll tell you why. Like maybe have a protest in this town, Krasnoyarsk. Well, I'm not even saying that right. I mean, I'm not mocking the town. I mean, it has a lot of architectural achievements and everything, but it was the major center of the Gulag system, labor camps. It was a hub for the Trans-Siberian Railroad, and it's located in, this is Siberia. Siberia, a lot of people don't realize, goes right through the center of Russia. They always think of it as being up near the Arctic, but it actually touches on with Mongolia, I think. It's just above Mongolia. So this town is over here. So maybe you could have your Occupy Wall Street Russia in this town, and I'm sure it'll treat you really nice, you know. So, you know, watch what RT's saying, because to tell you the truth, I don't trust that stuff, you know. I know they got all the Native American speaking, you know, newscasters putting out all this stuff and interviewing all the veterans, and I like that, but I could smell a game going on there, and I don't trust it at all. Not at all. And I ain't knocking the Russians, man. I think the Russians are very good, hard-working people, but they got the same kind of problems that going on in the United States. This guy, he's no saint, believe me. And neither is Medvedev, you know. Neither is him. This was something interesting. You can look it up. It's Putin and Gazprom. Gazprom sells like 50% of the natural gas to the European Union. This was translated from Russian. I don't know if I'm going to go over here, but it talks a little bit about the outcome is hidden from Russian eyes behind a smoke screen of official propaganda. There's a lot of stuff that's going on. It's, you know, they get their little fluff pieces in Russia today about, you know, Putin doing this, Putin doing that. I know the average Russian wants to get all behind him. It's like part of the national pride, and I think Russia should have a lot of national pride. But you Americans, I'm telling you right now, you're listening to Russia today with the, you know, getting on your side with Occupy Wall Street against those crooked capitalists. Yeah, they are crooked capitalists, but guess what? Russia's got a lot of crooked capitalists. They're probably worst. And they don't say nothing but praise for them. Imagine, you know, how do you think if you know, Lloyd Blank finds out there, hey, he got a new car, look, he's driving around and it's worth $300,000 or whatever, right? And CBS, NBC, Fox, or whatever, they're all showing him in this thing. That's basically what Russia today is doing with Putin. And, you know, I can't believe people are buying into this stuff. And I ain't knocking Russia. I'll tell you what, the Russians are good, hard-working people, man. They are. They're cool. They're good to go. But, you know, I don't know how you people buying into this crap, and tell you the truth, man. This guy, he's worth more than this. There's so much stuff off the books, you won't believe it. I could tell you, I'm not going to say shit, okay? There's a hell of a lot more than you think. There's tens of billions in materials. Just like you can stuff a few freaking silver coins, they got metric tons of stuff that's worth more than gold. Alright? These clowns, they ain't nice people, believe me.